and let's start recording. Let's share my screen with you. Lots is happening. Okay, so we are officially live, which is crazy. I hope. Yep, we're live. Okay, great. So, I know you and me go be all like, wow, making pages and stuff. I don't know. I'm trying to be excited. But I just, you know, what what I did was, I kind of give a layout already, kind of rough layout. I want to kind of go into how I've been doing these pages, if that's okay with you, and really, I think it's working out for the better because I don't think it's like it gives me more room to kind of mix things up and whatnot, but at the same time I can pull back areas where I need to, or just kind of finalize a picture. I'll show you what I mean in a sec. Let me just message this to everyone. Hello everyone, we are live on YouTube.
All right.
Feel free to join with the link below. Okay, hopefully I'll be able to send copies of this to everyone as well.
All right. What page did we leave off on? 10?
On my, yeah, it would have been 10, so 11.
What? Oh yeah, starting at 11.
Yeah. Okay, that's it done. Right.
What was that pinging sound? Oh.
Can you see my screen, Joe?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so this is the last page that we did.
No, that is not.
That's loading. That's the last page we did.
That's the last page, yeah.
Right. So from there, there's the script. I had a couple of ideas in my head, and I kind of wanted to slow down things a little bit. So after this page is just going into the classroom, which by the way I really like this page, for a couple of reasons. One, Jeremy's friggin' huge, right? And it really emphasizes that. But the whole idea of the school building and everything's a little bit more contrasting his home environment, you know? It just works. It works quite nicely, and then this kind of loving, fair, happy face, who's clearly someone who cares about the kids and is in the right job. So I love this page. Anyway, so after that, here's what I have. So I've just kind of written things down as opposed to drawing it out, and then in places that I thought I could actually draw it better than explain it, I have drawn it out really, really roughly. So I have done that for all 5 pages, based on your script as well, obviously. So the point.
I hope so.
Well, I hope you have, of course. So the point, a couple of things here. What I've done is I've split it up a little bit more, and there's an entire section of Jeremy being introduced, and I think that covers 2 pages in the same way that yours does. And I wanted a whole page here, here, of essentially Jeremy walking in between everyone, which we'll get into, and
it looks like a being of view type.
Yeah. So the whole point in this page is essentially everyone is staring at the new kid, and I want him to feel a little bit more isolated in that same way. That same feeling that you wanted to come across. Right, so, first panel, overall shot of Jeremy's class before he enters, the teacher is writing... Sorry?
Flamboyant, Tannis.
So, is that... Yeah?
That's how you said it.
Is that, I can be flamboyant sometimes. I have flamboyancy. Well, that's alright. I mean, I can be unexpected and flamboyant sometimes at the same time. And
I mean, how else are you gonna get married?
I was I was alluding to that as well. As much as I honestly I was going to say the same joke. Anyway, sorry.
See, this is why storyboarding is better on a call.
That's true. I get less done, but I have more fun. That's and I rhyme. I rhyme sometimes as well. There you go. It's I'm the whole package, bro. I got flamboyancy, spontaneity, and occasional rhymes. I am.
You're smart and you're good looking.
Ah,
and you're
buddy.
creative,
Oh,
and you're
buddy.
talented,
None of that's true. What are you chatting
and
about?
you're a good dad, and you're a good husband.
Oh wow, this is the whole. This is the whole of it. This is a different type of live session,
There
isn't
you
it?
go. I'm just saying, I'm a good wingman, alright?
This seems like an entirely different type of live session than what we should be doing.
Alright.
Yep. Sorry.
Focus.
Oh gosh. Okay. So, so Jeremy's class before he enters, the teacher's writing on the whiteboard. So this was going to be the whole very first scene. And I don't know if you wanted it to be different in any way, but I was thinking of making it fairly atypical, where you get the
Yeah, no, I literally just want to set it up to where it's like the first thing you would see, because like from the perspective of a student, you're just like watching the teacher write on the board. Like if you're not interested, you're like, eh. And she, teacher's just doing the thing, writing, being like, okay, this.
Yeah.
That's all I mentioned it to be.
That's fine. I'll add in some like little posters or something like that in the back, and possibly like a larger window maybe. There's the teacher's desk, add the computer in place because teachers need a computer. There's the teacher there.
Do they?
Oh ah man, you have no idea.
I'm just being a butthead.
I can't tell you enough how much a computer has saved multiple lives in the past. As a teacher. So there you go. There's your fairly basic.
Yeah. And for that character, just since I don't have anything planned for her specifically, if I ever include like a school scene or anything, and we use her,
Yeah.
just make her really sassy and like tired of the kids, shit.
All right. Okay. Can do. Just based on the
Yeah.
school.
If you've known any teachers like that, just feel free to base them off of her. Or,
Okay.
because I imagine it to be a woman, but hey, if it's a dude, it's probably a woman. Yeah. If you can think of anything, if you're like, oh, that reminds me of this teacher, feel free.
Okay, I can do something. That's fine. I had a moment later, where there's a close up of the teacher here, which is her essentially is just like a what the hell kind of face, where the new student just kind of appears. If you're happy with that.
Okay.
So here, yeah, go on.
Well, hold on. So it, well, first of all, panel 2 is Thomas in the back.
Yeah.
So second main character. So that's what. Those should be switched, shouldn't they? Because as a manga, it's going right to left. It's Thomas relaxing and then him looking over because he sees someone entering the door.
No. So this is Thomas. Basically, what I'm doing is I'm essentially going to have Thomas in the back here, and then I zoom in on Thomas here, right? And then I'll have another panel.
That's when he glances over.
Yeah, he's glancing over here in this panel here.
Okay.
So the whole
And then,
yeah. And then I had
no,
door.
worse, and then teacher looks over the disinterested face. New student this late into the year.
Yeah, which? Yeah. So door opens, a teacher looking at the door. So I kind of want it from almost the teacher's point of view. Sorry, the principal's point of view, where she's essentially going to be hanging off here, opening the door. And then the teacher will be kind of just here, and then a close up of her, going like, "What the hell, bro?"
Yeah, like really another one.
Yeah, that's ultimately yes.
It's so mean, but like,
Yep.
come on, tell me that some teachers aren't like that.
And dude, every teacher is like that. Speaking as a teacher, I think it's safe to say that when a random kid pops into your room, you're wondering, what the hell's going on? Why wasn't I told? Where's the email? If there was an email, why didn't I read it? If I didn't read the email, where the hell did it go? And there's all sorts of things that pop into your head until eventually you go, I'm just going to keep going with my lesson and hope for the best here. You know what I mean? It's like, this kid has no clue about all the stuff that we have previously done, and this lesson that we are doing has got to do with all the stuff that we have previously done. I'm just gonna go with it anyway.
So he's obviously gonna fail.
He's gonna fail. He's basically gonna fail, and you know what? It's everyone else's fault, but not me. So yeah.
Well, good thing that there's another character in the story who does tutoring. So
That's so true. That's so true. But I reckon Jeremy's been swapped around from school to school enough that he'll have like a decent understanding of stuff. You know.
Yeah.
Most.
Yeah, he's not dumb.
He's not dumb. That's the one thing is actually you'll see eventually, obviously, that he's not dumb. Which I really like.
He's a very instinctual character. Like, he's got a lot of, like, good intuition.
Yeah.
But he's just not, like, formally educated or anything. He comes from a hard home. So.
Yes, and that doesn't necessarily mean that he's a dumb kid or anything. It just means that, unfortunately, he's had a tough life. And that's it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. So, I think that's good. I think that's good for that page. Do you want to move on to the next page, or do you actually just want to take the time to draw it out?
No, I think I'll draw it out after we've kind of okayed everything, because it does flow 5 pages per you know what I mean? Like, so if you're happy to move on to the next page, it'd be good to talk about it.
Yep, because the last panel, that bottom left, is the teacher looking over and being like, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. In this height, so I was gonna maybe split the dialogue a little bit. A new student later into this year, just kind of over both of them.
Okay.
So, you know, but again, I'll play about with it a little bit. And I'll show you before we finalize anything. Right. So, top panel.
Next page. Ooh, you added in 2 panels into this next page.
Yes, I did. So the vice principal responds optimistically as she talks to the students already in class. Says, "Yes, ma'am." Right, so this is it. So I just wanted one panel of the vice principal essentially just talking to the teacher, saying yes, ma'am, and then another panel saying where she's going to stand, they're going to be addressing the class instead.
Okay.
And then that'll continue. So this first panel is essentially just the yes, ma'am.
Yep.
Then this.
Yes, ma'am. So that's just establishing that, like, it's not even establishing anything. It just kind of shows that the vice principal is just, you know, a really optimistic, upbeat person. Like, yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Students, please make sure he feels welcome. Don't give him too much of a hard time.
Yeah.
You don't know, Jeremy.
Pretty much, yeah. So I mean, I like the first panel is that the vice principal is very aware of her staff, which she should be as a member of SLT, as in senior leadership team. So she should be aware of her staff. And that acknowledgement of yes, ma'am shows that actually, yes, she understands that the teacher is going to be a bit, you know, messed up about this or annoyed about this. But the fact is, she's here. You know, he's here, so we can't do anything about it. You know. Anyway, so that second panel, principal will just be standing in front of the class and addressing the whole class, and that'll be the line. Please make sure he feels welcome. Yeah, students, please make sure he feels welcome. Don't give him too much of a hard time. And then this panel,
looking over at him, for that third panel, looking over at him,
exactly.
telling him he can now enter. And then, what do you have planned for the next 3? Because in the script, it only has panel 4 as the last one.
Yeah, for sure. So this is where I kind of wanted to emphasize his size again. But this is him kind of...
That's what I was planning out. That's what I was planning on. It's like, I'm a tall guy. Like, we're both tall guys. We're around the same height. And sometimes they don't make the doors very large. So, like, dudes who are, like, 6'3" or 6'4", sometimes just barely go under, and, like, their hair breezes against it. So Jeremy having to duck under really kind of establishes his height.
Yes. So this panel is him literally just ducking under the door, trying to get in. Right? Yeah. And then the panel beside that, Alicia is basically presenting Jeremy in that way. So this is going to actually be panel 1 of the previous page. I'll just put it up earlier. And she's just saying, here's Jeremy. And you can see his size difference a bit more.
Okay.
And
then that's when the last panel is Thomas being like, holy crap, he's freaking ginormous.
Exactly. So this you can literally see the height difference a lot more, and then the reaction from Thomas, which is the last panel of page 12, stays as is, and he's pretty much like wide-eyed, like what the hell's up with this freaky huge guy, you know? So that's
Yeah.
but the second half of panel 1 on page 13 I've put later on as well, right? So it's literally just what did she say? This is Jeremy. That's it. So she just basically saying, here is Jeremy, or this is Jeremy. And then later, actually the next page, if you're happy to move on.
Wait, hold on. Go back. I just want to.
Yep.
Okay, so you're saying. Okay, so on that fifth panel, what were you saying?
This is Alicia. Alicia, is
you
it?
Have it highlighted right.
Say that again, sorry?
You have it highlighted right now. So what
Yeah.
were you saying? Because it wasn't quite connecting in my head.
Okay, so this is essentially Alicia displaying Jeremy like a prize, holding up her hands with her, palms facing the ceiling, and just saying the line,
Yeah, no,
"This is
honestly,
Jeremy."
that's kind of how I imagined her to do that.
Yeah. So that's the first panel on page 13, but I'm splitting that
Oh,
panel.
so you just moved. So okay, you moved it to page 12.
Yeah,
12:05.
kind of, but so I'm only taking half of that panel because the point when she goes, "He'll be your classmate starting now," will be another panel.
Okay, so that'll be the first panel of the next page.
Yes.
That other half of it.
Yes.
Okay, we can move on.
Okay, so here, I believe. Oh yeah, I
Your
wasn't.
classmate starting now.
So I wasn't sure about this. So I'm gonna. I was maybe just thinking of having, because in the previous page, Thomas is looking up. I don't know if I wanted to have maybe a panel of Jeremy addressing the class, being like, "Hello," maybe a little bit awkward or something like that, because obviously we decided that he's not that awkward and he's used to new things or whatever, or he's just kind of there in the school, but we don't really.
He's standoffish.
Okay. So maybe I might just
Like,
get.
so he's more like, hey.
Okay, let's do that. So essentially, just him going, "Hey," that's it. Okay, and
Yeah,
then
I think for panel, I think Alicia, kind of zooming out after he's like, hi, or something like that, and then she just leaves him there. Is like, it's like just a funny moment where you're like, oh man, I feel bad for him.
yeah. So
That's rough.
what I've got is a close up of Jeremy's face and essentially him being tall, saying "Hey." Then a close up of Thomas's gaze fixed on Jeremy, and possibly showing the empty seat beside him, so you know that there's a seat there, and it's almost like pre-establishing where he's going to sit.
Yeah.
So what we've essentially done is created that gap that needs to be filled, and Jeremy is the thing that's going to fill that gap.
Yeah.
So it's already
Okay.
right, and then we're going to have this long panel here where Alicia is basically already outside the door. Everyone's going to be looking over at her at the door. This is essentially her hand here, and he'll be your classmate from now. And she says, "Good luck, Jeremy. Bye, students," and that's it.
Yep. Just like really fast, like good luck, Jeremy, bye, spins.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just establishes she's kind of like a go hyper energy type.
Like she's already. This is. If you look at it, she's already at the door. Like her hand is just there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Like Jeremy just being there awkwardly, like,
Well, yeah.
all right.
Well, that's what I've wanted. And then, so again, I've split that panel a little bit more, because you did it in two parts, and it said, the teacher sighs as she tells Jeremy, "All right, Jeremy, the only open seat we have is in the back. Sorry." Okay, so that's why I wanted to have as a separate panel. So teacher addresses Jeremy. Please take the empty seat next to Thomas at the back, or we'll stick with the dialogue that you've got. It's just a placeholder for me, but I will use your dialogue.
What are you thinking about for the image for that?
Literally just I suppose it was more of the teacher just standing like this, talking to Jeremy, and Jeremy being all super huge and whatnot up here, just kind of listening.
I don't know if it works. It might be a little clunky, but I want to know what you think. So what if we take the position of like Thomas is in the back seat, and then we literally see the seat next to him, but the seat is the focus. Like maybe the teacher is pointing to that seat or something, where it's more like a frontal view instead of like a side view.
Right. Okay. So
Like imagine you were Jeremy looking at where, or you were directing a student and you were pointing directly to the seat that the new student would sit in.
yeah, yeah. So that's kind of
Think about that.
well.
Do you
This
think
is
it's too much?
no. I think it's fine. I was actually doing it here. That's fine.
Oh.
That's it. Just this was the whole idea that So you'll see the seats. Jeremy is essentially going to start walking. Jeremy's perspective a little bit more here. You'll see all the seats and whatnot, and that'll be the empty one. That'll be Thomas's, and I have continued that onto here. Just to split it up a little bit more.
But then that makes going into the next page kind of awkward. Because I did imagine that Jeremy would sit down in the desk.
Yeah, he will do. So again, all I've done is I've slowed the pace a little bit more. And that this scene where Jeremy walks by the students who are gawking and gossiping at his huge frame. Jeremy sits in the back next to Thomas as Thomas thinks to himself, I wonder if he plays football. Or even, panel 3 could literally just be Jeremy nods his head awkwardly. Those 3 panels I put as an entire page in the next one. Okay, so yeah. So this is it. Jeremy looking at the whole class. And then you'll have an empty seat here. And then you'll have various kind of things of Jeremy walking beside people, and they'll be like looking and gossiping and staring at him until eventually he reaches the seat, which is here. And then the last panel was a close-up.
Like, I wonder if he plays football.
Yeah, so this is the close-up of I wonder if he plays football.
What ball?
We just place ball. I just put ball to shorten it.
Sure.
The last page was bell ringing, and I kind of sped up pretty much. I sped up a little bit. I need to change that because I think that's close to. It should be closer to here, like.
Yeah, something like that.
Anyway.
Yeah, it's closer to that.
So there's the first panel. Bell goes. Second panel. People start leaving. And then the third panel, which is here. Thomas heads outside the class. Oh yeah, sorry, go on.
Yeah. No. I was just seeing where we were. That in the script, it's page 15.
And the script is page 14. And 15 together.
Okay.
So I've put 14 and 15 together.
Okay, let's see.
So people are leaving. Thomas heads out the classroom for this one. And...
Yep, and here's his name.
Yep, and then you have... Oh, sorry. Marquise starts to come in from down the hall. And then I wanted them to high five.
Mm-hmm.
Is Marcus or Marquise? What is it, Marcus?
Marquise.
Marquise, yeah. So Marcus and Marquise and Thomas do a high five, and Thomas asks, "What's up, Marquise? How's chemistry going?" That's that line. I know, I get it. I appreciate it.
I know where it goes.
I appreciated it. And this whole line I've heard multiple times, and I did still appreciate it. So this is him rolling his eyes, and he goes, "Horrible. We haven't blown anything up yet. We're just doing maths. It's so boring." I love that because it's true. And
That's how kids think of chemistry. They're like, "Oh, we're gonna blow stuff up." That's how I thought of it. I'm like, "Oh, we're gonna do stuff and it's gonna go boom," and then all of a sudden we're just doing math, and I'm like, "What the hell is this?"
Yup. It's how we like lure you in. Yeah, that's what happens in second year. You just get lured in so you can pick it in third year. I'm like, ha ha ha, suckers, you're stuck now.
I swear, half the stuff I have the kids say He's literally stuff that I've thought in high school.
Yeah.
Okay, so next
Yeah,
panel,
sorry.
panel 6.
So this is just Jeremy looking a little bit awkward, and here it's the line, what was it, Thomas? Tell me about it. Who would
Tell
have
me
thought?
about it.
Yeah.
Who would have thought the science would turn into a second math class?
Yeah. So this is just Jeremy in the back kind of checking his schedule.
Word for word in high school.
You know what I believe you would have? No doubt in my mind. And you know what, to some extent so did I when I was in high school, so so this is Thomas in the front, Jeremy's looking at his paper trying to figure out where to go. And then the last panel was the last panel on page 15. Echo like bang is heard.
That goes into the next.
Yep.
Okay, and then that goes into the conflict.
Yes, which is why it's a good kind of what's the word? Edge, cliffhanger. It's a good cutting point. So this is why it's sped up a
Especially
little bit.
Yeah. Okay, so it essentially slows down certain parts, but then speeds up others.
Yeah.
To kind of be more efficient and whatnot. And then, especially with that last sentence being like, oh, another fight?
Yeah. So that's the point where you're going to turn to the next page, which I quite enjoy.
Yeah. Trust me, I've considered, ever since you told me about that, I've been trying to make sure that every last panel flips into the next.
Well,
That
good.
is now a law.
Yeah.
That is a law that I live by when I write.
Well, that's good. That's what it should be. I hope you're happy with how we've done this, each page.
Yeah, well, we're gonna have to get Marquise designed.
Oh, dude, I didn't even think about Marquise's design.
Yeah. Well, honestly, like, I just imagine, because I imagine that
Hold on.
Marquise isn't naturally, like, oh,
Let's do this. We got some time.
okay. We got time.
We have some
I
time.
got chills. They're multiplying.
Dude, you're live. You know that, right?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Man.
I don't care. I'm a singing God.
How many people we got, Annis? I'm not on YouTube right now.
I don't even know. Like one. You.
No, it's not me. I'm not on it.
Oh, okay. Hello. If you're on. Whatever. We're here. You sure it's not you?
Yeah, we're having fun.
Okay. Okay. Whatever. There's one person. There's one. Like, I don't care. That's good. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, whoever you are. Send a message in the chat if you are here. It's good to have you here live with us.
Every time you say that, they always end up.
They always just leave. I know. Don't leave. Don't leave.
I bet you it's Jay.
If it is Jay, that'd be hilarious.
He'd be like, I saw that live stream. You need to work on your stuff.
It's so true though. Right, let's do this. We gotta discover Marquise. And
Yep. I think I imagine him to be, since Principal Garcia is Latina, I want him to be Latino first in terms of like his race. His dad, I want his dad to appear at some point, and just to kind of show that like his mom and his dad get along and that they're in the household and whatnot. But in terms of like a build,
yeah.
I imagine him to be like 5'9" or 5'10", because he's a sprinter first. He's a track guy.
Right. Okay.
So the thing about Marquise is I don't know if I put it in there yet, but what I want Marquise's character arc to be is about reaching for your goals no matter how many times you fail. No matter how many times. And not only that, and literally with him being a wide receiver and having to reach out his arms to catch the ball, it's a literal analogy. And so there was always something, so back when I wanted to play football, right?
Yeah.
I wanted to play a position called the tight end. It's a half blocker, half receiver. And I would practice running routes as a receiver with my dad, and he would throw me the ball and whatnot because I wanted to be good at it. And we would do this for hours a day, right?
Yep.
Not every day, but just whenever I saw him. And And I remember something that one of his friends said was never have alligator arms.
What does
And
that
I'm
mean?
like, alligator arms?
Yeah.
So alligator arms, how he described it, I don't think this is an official term. This is just what he said. Was when you don't reach out your arms to catch the ball fully because you're afraid you're going to get hit. So you kind of like pull your arms back into yourself to catch the ball. Because how the quarterback wants to throw the balls, they want to throw it in front of their receiver where the defender can't get it, but the receiver can.
Okay. Okay. So
Does
you
that make sense?
yeah, so you want to throw it in such a way that you can still
Like,
reach for the ball without putting yourself at a disadvantage from anybody oncoming.
it's also part of the quarterback's responsibility to put it in that place.
Okay.
But yeah, typically the receiver will be slightly ahead of a defender, like a good receiver will, and then they'll reach their arms out fully extended to catch the ball. And then the defender, you oftentimes see them, they can't get there, so then they go to secure a tackle. Well, something that I was doing was I wasn't reaching out all the way with my arms. I was only going like halfway or a little bit. And my dad's friend was like, why do you got alligator arms? You're never going to be good if you have your alligator arms
Wow.
like that. You'll never catch any balls. And I'm like, and that made me mad, but he was right. It was true. And so I want and how this applies to Marquise is I want Marquise to be afraid of the contact because I want it to be shown later on that he doesn't really care too much about football. It was more like Thomas kind of kept pestering him to join because he's like, hey, we need someone fast. We need someone fast. You're super fast. And that's kind of like Marquise's whole thing is he's the fastest character in the high school section, if not the whole series, because he comes from, his mom was a sprinter, and then his dad, I also imagine, would do track and field too.
Okay.
So he's going to have a little bit smaller of a build, but also leaner.
Yep. But we want him to have big calves. And somewhat decent legs. Okay.
Yeah. And so I imagine that, like, Marquise doesn't really take football too seriously because, he got
Roped
he
into
got
it.
bothered to
Bothered.
pick it up. And then,
Bothered into it. That's such a good way of saying it.
what was that?
So just the idea of being bothered into it is actually very British somehow. I don't know.
But, yeah, so I imagine I want his character arc to literally be about keep reaching for your goals, because every time you keep reaching, you'll get a little bit closer, and then you'll actually achieve it. And I want it to be, and the thing I want him to struggle with is he doesn't have the best hand-eye coordination. So even though he's really fast and he can get in front of like most of the defenders he goes up against, they don't take him seriously because he drops the ball too much.
Right. Okay. And like
So
he's
the
known.
series goes on.
So is he known for dropping
Yeah,
the ball?
he's-
Right.
Yeah, and so I want there even to be a point where they don't even guard him because they know he's not going to catch the ball.
Oh,
How
that's
does
so
that
rude.
affect your psyche?
Yeah. It's like when everyone shouts "move in" baseball.
Yeah, or it's like in basketball, if a dude goes to like motion for like a 3-point and everyone's like, "Go ahead," like, they
Yeah.
don't even try to guard you.
Yeah, that's messed up.
It's disrespectful.
Okay. Right. Let's do this, baby. Right. So, talk to me about hair. Talk to me about facial features. Are you happy with the build, by the way? Can you see it?
I think maybe we should make him slightly smaller in the upper body,
Okay.
especially around the arms.
Okay, just bear in mind that most if you're going to be doing running, it's shoulder work.
Is it not leg work?
Most of well, your shoulders essentially carry you forward. Your legs are essentially there to take the.
Well, what it looks like right now is like, to me, it looks like his upper body is a little too buff.
Okay.
Remember, he's not like a full athlete yet. Like Thomas looks like a full athlete because Thomas trains like one.
Yep.
Jeremy's got freak genetics. But
Jeremy.
Marquise, yeah, he's more of a normal kid who just is really fast.
Okay, that's fine. That makes more sense.
Also, we'll have to come up with a fun design for like a fun logo or something for Jeremy's shirt.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we had like a funny one on the, what's
Iron.
was it Iron?
Yeah, you just put iron and then put like a like a dumbbell.
Sure, let's go with it. Happy? Is that better?
Yeah, I like that a lot better.
Okay. Right. In which case, what kind of face do we want for this boy?
Hold on, let me. Oh my god! Come on, computer! I want to load. There we go.
Okay.
Please. I'm gonna see like a conventionally like somewhat attractive face to see what I want to go for, because I don't imagine him to have any like standout trait on his face. Like he doesn't have like a scar or acne or anything. Which it would be pretty funny if we gave him acne.
We can give him like. I don't see why it would be mean. We can give him acne. We're probably giving the boy
I
acne.
don't imagine him to be like. I don't even imagine him to be like a super popular kid. You know, because
But-
like,
Okay.
how are kids treated when their parents work at the school?
I don't know. Not bad. I mean, I guess I've not been in a school where it's been treated badly, but I guess
I mean, it's not like it's not bad, but you're like, oh, what you're gonna go tell your mom, get us in trouble, get us detention.
yes. Leave me alone. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's just like, I just want to be left alone, man. I'm not trying to get in anyone's way, and because he doesn't really have the size to back it up, he's just like, all right, whatever. Like, he's not skittish or anything, but he's just kind of afraid of conflict, which is what I want his character. His character to kind of have to overcome using football.
Right.
Damn, you're making him look like the Avatar.
I am currently making an avatar.
He'd be an airbender, that's for sure.
Do you want him to have like poofy hair?
Not super goofy, but goofy enough. Like maybe like unkept or something.
Okay. Give me a sec. I think I have an idea. I just want to see how you feel about it. Okay, ready? Let's see.
Okay. Oh my god, I'm just thinking about some of the other characters we're gonna design. You're gonna have so much fun with the Gospel Brothers.
Okay. Looking forward to it, bro.
Especially with the snobby one. Oh my god, his design is gonna be so fun to come up with. Oh, you know I did make a character change that I haven't told you about yet.
What does that mean? How could you do such a thing? What are you talking about?
I know. So, you know the character in our first series, Warwick, that we were going to put in there at the very end? She's curvy and can control the water and stuff. And heal.
I think so.
You know who I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I'm taking her out of that series, and I'm going to put her character into all 22.
How the hell are you gonna do what? Seriously? How what?
No. Here's the thing. Her personality works better in a real world setting.
Okay.
Kind of dorky, kind of quirky, you know, and I was just thinking about it, and she could have. I wanted to give her more personality traits that showed that she was like very cute and adorable, but also like really loud and can be very obnoxious at times. but like she doesn't do it to be mean or anything. And so like one of the things I was thinking is she would transfer in at the beginning of the school year after like the summer arc, and she's like, you know, I want to be a cheerleader for the football team. And it's like, you?
Right.
I was
Okay.
like, yeah, I've been practicing all summer. She's just kind of a dork, and she's not super great at it. And then, like, she goes to one of the practices, and she's, like, watching, and then she calls out something super complicated in, like, in a way that catches everyone's attention of, like, hey, linebacker, what are you doing? That's obviously cover 4. You're supposed to take the X, or you're supposed to take the X on the hook route. And you're like, I'm sorry, what did you just say? And she has all of this intricate knowledge, and she's just super loud and gets super into sports.
Nice. So is she gonna become their coach or something, or a sideline
Is she
coach?
what?
Is she gonna be their sideline
Yeah,
coach or
I want
something?
her to become a sign. Yeah, I want her to become a sideline character with Stephanie, because I imagine that her and Stephanie would actually be like a really good balance, where Stephanie is a lot more calm-headed, like cool-headed and whatnot, but then you got the fiery one who's just like, Ref, that was obviously a flag. And she's like making the refs mad and stuff.
I mean, that could be really cool actually. Why not? I mean, I didn't
She's
see how you could fit her in, to be honest. But actually, yeah, the way you said it does make sense.
also, and here's the last thing, right? Here's the last thing to kind of convince you. When it there are songs that I listen to that really inspire me for writing, and just like in the moment, and a lot of them are heavier, like rock songs and whatnot. And when it hits like the heaviest, hardest hitting part with like, you know, sometimes there are some like heavy metal songs that I listen to where there's like a dude that goes like, whoa, and it hits right, like builds up to it. It's in the bridge, and for some reason, and I'm not kidding you when I say this, I'll think, man, what do I imagine in this moment while I'm listening to it, and it's her dancing. It's that character dancing. Like just in the moment, just enjoying it, big bright smile, while somebody is just, and I'm like, why? And I was like, you know what? Honestly, that's really funny.
That is quite fun. I like that
And
idea.
I was like, I wanted to show that humor, but I couldn't show it into work because they don't have modern technology. And so, especially when everyone's like, oh, you know, like what type of humor would, you know, or what type of music would she like? And they're all thinking it's like, oh, it's probably bubbly music. It's probably like super upbeat, you know, probably like energetic, probably kind of lame. And then she just opens up with like the heaviest, hardest music possible, and everyone's like, what?
Yeah, that's cool.
Where she like, yeah, it gives her such a unique like personality, and then it matches the fact that she's kind of aggressive when it comes to sports, and she just gets super into it because she genuinely loves it. And she could also be used as a character who can point out, you know, oh, you know, the defense is doing this, like kind of like that character that informs the audience about what's happening to keep them up.
Yeah.
You know
Okay.
what I mean?
Yeah. No, absolutely. That's really clever, actually.
Yeah, and I think that especially making her dad like, you know, a guy who just like he came up from like Mexico or something, and he just really liked, you know, American culture and like especially football, and he had a moment where he realized how intricate and deep and complicated it really was, and then he just kind of passed on that love to his daughter, and then, you know, they bonded over that, and then she kind of picked up his habits of getting loud and yelling and stuff, and I think it makes her a really fun character.
I agree completely. That's actually really fun.
Yeah, yeah, and I was also going to change her name from the previous name to Maria.
Yes, because the other one doesn't quite work in a real world setting. So, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, Mediterranean? No, like the Roman goddess of healing. Nope. But I think that all of those quirks that she would have as a character, I think would work really well for a manga.
It actually fulfills a kind of needed void, I think.
Yeah.
Is that? I mean, is that rude to say? But I think it does.
No, I think so too. Like the more I thought about it, I was like, I can't imagine this character not being in the story. I think she adds way too much. Like taking her out of it or keeping her out of it only hurts the story.
Yeah, yeah. But again, you have to get to that point where the readers are actually, going to be paying attention to it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Especially just I imagine her just having like things where like she goes like shopping for the team and whatnot. So like she goes out and she shops with Stephanie and they get more stuff than what they need and they're like, why did you get that? It's like we thought it was cute. We don't need that. We just need the thing we asked you to get. But it's cute. It's like, why didn't you stop her? I thought it was cute too.
yeah.
But yeah, honestly, I like what you came up with. He feels like he doesn't stand out.
Yeah.
Especially with longer hair. I think with shorter hair, he actually would stand out and look more attractive, conventionally.
But also, he looks a bit like his mum. So I've got a few. So yeah, I think that would work. If you're happy with that, then we can stick with it. But if not, then
Yeah, no, I'm cool with that. He also has a kind of skittish looking face, like a timid face.
Yeah.
As well, like where he wouldn't want conflict. But I think in the moment where like things really start to come together that I'm imagining for him, when you see that face, you're like, oh, that's the main character of the story, even though he's not.
Yes. Okay, I'm with you.
And then I would also, whatever shade of gray you used for Gabriel versus the
Yeah, GVA.
Yeah, GVA. Whatever skin tone you use for them, since I think they were Hispanic, right? They were Latino?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think just having that skin tone for him, potentially, if it works.
Yeah, it can do. It'd be a bit of a tough one with the hair being dark. So, like, I know there's a white part on it. But I'm worried that if it's too similar, everything just kind of blends into one and it looks weird.
Well, okay, so maybe not the exact tone of like the dad, but maybe a lighter tone, like a lighter gray.
Okay, yeah, we can play a bit with it.
Like
so,
like a shade of like a shade that is slightly lighter than like his hair tone to kind of balance it out.
Yeah, can do. What do you want him to be wearing? Currently, I'm just drawing a shirt.
Clothes.
Yes,
I want him to be wearing clothes.
That's super, super helpful right now. We have 10 minutes left. This is how you decide to spend the 10 minutes.
I mean, I'm not wrong. I don't want him to be naked.
Why you gotta be that guy? I just don't understand why. What was the urge? Why can't you fight the urge? That's what. Just
Urge to what? What?
just not be that guy. Just to not be that. Fight the urge to be that guy. That's all I'm saying. I want to give him a watch. Can I give him an expensive watch?
Sure. That'll give kids a reason to pick on him, but you sure?
It was a gift from his mama. Or his daddy.
Yeah. No, that's what I was thinking. Like his mom and his dad. Because look, I don't know if it's true or not, but I've heard that principals and vice principals, or maybe principals specifically, they can make some money.
Bro, you have no idea. It's almost obscene.
No idea. You'll have to tell me in private.
Yeah, it's almost obscene in some cases.
Well, is it the same for the vice principal, or similar?
Principal's gonna get paid more, but yeah, it will be a lot of money.
Yeah.
Like in some schools, for example, if you get into private school, for example, you're looking at a six-figure sum.
For a private? Oh wow.
What, you think teachers get paid a lot of money?
Well, not teachers, but I'm always told that teachers don't get paid a whole lot, but I don't think they get paid as little as what people think.
They don't. They
Then
don't.
again, I don't know because I'm not a teacher.
Yeah. Okay. Let's put it this way though. For the amount of abuse and whatnot, I mean, you know what this is like though. The amount of abuse that you get, and the amount of extras that you have to do. Where you say you work 37 hours, but actually, so you work like 73 hours out a week somehow. Then it's not the
Yeah.
best.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all it is really.
Hey, yo, we got modern day Latino Warwick. Hell yeah.
Modern day. Was that what we ended up with?
Not exactly, but look, I saw some like a similar hair, and then especially the rolled up sleeves. Rolled up sleeves was like, oh, that's Warwick.
It's not. It's not Warwick. It's like a fairly classic look, right? I'm just going for, he's a
Yeah,
casual
you know
kid.
that
He's a casual
yeah,
kid.
he's casual. He definitely has nice
Money.
clothes. His parents make pretty good
Exactly.
money.
Exactly. There you go. Put this up at the back.
Hell yeah, you can just bill me for that with the rest of it.
That's okay. I think you get a free one because we've. I'm not giving
What?
you. I'm
Yeah.
not. I'm not giving you a free one in a while.
Alright, you say so.
All right, fine.
Can't
I'll,
argue.
I'll bill you for it then.
Whatever you want to do, I don't care.
uh,
I'm glad we got Marquise designed.
happy with it?
Yeah. And then we'll just when we go to the inking process, we'll figure out a skin tone that works for him.
Yeah. I just want to see if this works.
I like that.
Yeah, I quite like that. Yay!
Yeah. I've seen pants like that. I've seen people wear them, and they look cool on leaner people, not people like me. It don't look good on people like me. I got big legs.
Bloody hell, Joe. Right, hold on. All 22.
You don't understand how big my legs are. Okay? My former supervisor, hear me out, okay? He literally, I was just standing there in his office one day, and another guy comes in, and my supervisor talks to the other guy. He's like, "You have tiny legs."
Wow.
And I look over, and I'm like, "Yeah, I can see that." Then he looks over at me, and he's like, "Your thighs are as big as trees." I'm like, "Well, huh?"
Wow.
And I look down, I'm like, "Are they?"
I gotta be honest, this guy seems like he has no tactic whatsoever.
Marquise?
No, the guy who said you got big legs. What a jerk.
Oh, it's the guy I told you about. Like, you know who I'm talking about, the guy who looks like Deadpool.
Yeah, okay, never mind. He's pretty cool.
Yeah, he is cool. I actually dropped off, I bought him a Dragon Ball manga, because he never actually saw where Dragon Ball came from. He's only, seen the anime. And so I dropped it off at his house today, because I just happened to be having lunch near there. He's pretty cool.
He is pretty
He was
cool.
like, "You're always welcome at my house." I'm like, "What about at midnight?" He's like, "Even then." I'm like, "What if I'm doing it just to annoy you?" Maybe not then.
Okay, maybe don't ask if someone's welcoming you into their home. Don't be a jerk about it. Just
Oh no, I just dropped it off because we were like, he's probably doing stuff, and I don't want to bother him. So I just dropped it off in his mailbox, and then he was like, "Oh, dude, I just missed you."
nice.
I didn't tell him I was coming over.
No, fair
I
enough.
was like, "Oh, I'm in the area."
Okay. Well, we have gone through all the pages. We've done a character design that is essentially us finished. That's not bad. I mean, for a 26-minute character design, just kind of powered through it. I'm quite happy with that, bro. That's has to be a record.
Yeah.
That has to be a record for us.
Yeah, just so you know, I do want Marquise to be a more prominent figure. He's not. I mean, he's not as important, in terms of his importance to the story is Thomas and Jeremy.
Yep.
But I do want him to be more of a focal point than other characters. Just so you know.
Okay. Okay. Well, we can sort
'Cause
that.
I think that I think his character arc can be one that a lot of people can really connect with.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good. Because you're right. There's a lot you can do with a character that's kind of has to face a fear like that.
And not only just that, like somebody who's just not that good at first. Somebody who really has to put in the work, and then especially giving him moments in the future where, the team plan is that they're relying on him because he has speed that nobody else can have.
Yep.
But then he can't follow up on it, and the team can't get ahead because they're being stopped, and that's the one thing they need to they need to be able to like put up a good fight, and he's struggling, and then it just having that fear and that pressure on you of like, I'm the reason that we're failing. What do we even like? How am I supposed to deal with that? I can't, and then you try too hard, and then you still mess up, and it's like,
Yeah, you tried so hard, and you got so far, but in the end, it didn't even matter.
yeah, exactly.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Ending with Linkin Park. Thank you very much. I'm so. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Personally, I just think that I really think that could be a character arc that a lot of people could really like, and especially he's just one of those rootable characters. Like you want to root for him because you know that he can do it.
Yeah.
But he's afraid.
And he looks like a someone that's actually just a nice guy. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, he's not a mean character at all.
Yeah. But this is like part of the whole
He
rooting.
say something snarky.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Is like part of his charm. Like the whole rooting for him part comes into the. He's actually just a nice guy, as well.
Yeah. Even how you design a character can influence what the audience would think, right?
Yeah.
In terms of what their character arc is going to be. Like if you create like a super mean-looking badass character who's just super strong, and then you set it up to where it's like, okay, well, people are probably going to think, what's his arc? And then you show that he needs redemption, and then it just kind of works, because that's where you're naturally gravitating towards with that sort of look.
Yeah, for sure.
And so I think that and I think that Marquise with like a really nice guy type look, just a kid who's like well off, and he's a great sprinter. Like he's one of the greatest in the state. He's just super fast, but that's about it. you want to root for him. He's not a mean person or anything.
No,
He doesn't
exactly.
go around bullying people. He doesn't get into conflict like Thomas. And even when he's hanging out with Thomas, and Thomas wants to start stuff with Jeremy, he's like, hey, come on, dude, chill.
Yeah, exactly. He is literally just a nice guy.
Yeah. So I like this design. I think it works. If you could send that over to me, that'd be super, super cool.
Yeah, I'll do that right now. But that's us. Thank you very much. And I guess I'll see you next time. Let me know when you're free in the week. And I'll just get these pages done ASAP. Kids are off, so I'm going to be looking after them, but I should have some time tomorrow to get the rest of it, or most of it done.
Are you still live streaming?
Yeah. I can stop. I'll stop live streaming now. For those of you,
I was gonna say at work author.
all right. This is plug yourself. Okay. Yeah. Just add Warwick author, everyone.
Allow me to plug myself.
That's
Come
true.
on,
No,
man.
for sure. Plug yourself all you want, my friend. That's the whole point of these sessions. Yep. And as always, do join the Patreon. Plugging myself there. Do join the Patreon. Massive help to everybody. Means we can do more stories like this and even more. So thank you very much for joining us. And hopefully we'll get on back to this next week. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.